If you're someone who's interested to invest in Bitcoin but has been pushing it off because it seems too complicated, then this video is for you. Nowadays, I'm holding Bitcoin on several different exchanges, but Wealthsimple is the place where I first bought my Bitcoin in 2022. And at that time, I was still a beginner myself, and still am, and felt a bit unsure about buying Bitcoin. But since I was investing in stocks on Wealthsimple anyways, and there was also crypto trading, I started buying Bitcoin, and that was one of my best financial decisions ever. Despite the current dip in Bitcoin, my portfolio grew by 60% since 2022. So in this video today, I'll show you how easy it is to buy Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies on Wealthsimple, so you too have a chance to quickly buy the dip before Bitcoin goes soaring up again. I also encourage you to watch this video to the end because there are some important precautions that you need to take so you won't lose all of your money, especially if you're a beginner. Now let's start. First, simply sign up with Wealthsimple, and it takes less than 3 minutes. You can sign up for the desktop version or much better, the mobile version. And a little hint, you can get a $25 bonus by using my referral code. Both link and code are in the descriptions down below. And note that I will also get a small commission if you sign up. Then simply sign up with your email and create a password. So this is what the Wealthsimple interface looks like. This is my overall portfolio with Wealthsimple, which includes my Bitcoin as well. Now, how to open your crypto account. Down here, you see my crypto account. But since you won't have one yet, click on Add Account and hit Crypto. Follow the prompts there until your crypto account is opened. So this is one of the advantages of Wealthsimple. You can have all of your investments on one platform, your stocks, ETFs, and crypto. And this is especially useful for beginners who just don't want to bother with multiple apps. Also note, if you're totally new to Wealthsimple and also want to invest in stocks and ETFs there, just make sure to choose the self-directed investing option if you don't want to pay high fees. If you choose Manage Portfolio, then you'll have to pay a management fee that's anywhere between 0.2 to 0.5% of your assets, depending on the amount of your holdings. Anyway, watch this video up here if you want a tutorial on the stock investment part. Now back to crypto. Now that your crypto account is open, you can immediately start buying Bitcoin. And I keep saying Bitcoin here because personally, I only buy Bitcoin at the moment and no other crypto. But of course, you can also buy Ethereum, Solana, or any of the other 70+ coins here. And some of you might be asking, can I buy Bitcoin in one of my registered accounts, so in my TFSA or RSP or even FHSA? Unfortunately, you can't do that. What you can do though is buy a Bitcoin ETF in your registered account. But if you're just buying Bitcoin, so not as an ETF, just a Bitcoin, then you will be buying that outside of your registered accounts. Now, personally, I prefer to buy the asset Bitcoin directly, but I'm also thinking about buying some Bitcoin ETF in the future. Next, to buy Bitcoin, we need to transfer some money onto the Wealthsimple app. And it's super easy. To deposit money into Wealthsimple, you can use bank transfer, Interact, debit card, direct deposit, and so on. I personally never do bank transfer because I think it takes too long. So my favorite method is direct deposit because the money arrives instantly. So just click on this icon down here with the 2 arrows and you'll find a list of transactions that you can do. Hit the first one, which says deposit for instant deposit. And note that these amounts here, like the TFSA $20.83, is not the amount of money in my TFSA, but the amount of cash that I have to invest in that account. So now you can either deposit money into cash or into crypto. If you deposit into crypto, you'll have the money available immediately to buy crypto. But you can also put it in cash first and later on decide where you want to transfer it to. But to do that, you need to first open a cash account, which you can easily do within a few taps. For now, let's just deposit money directly into crypto. Click Next. So here you see that I already have a bank account linked. But if you haven't, then go to Add an Account, Bank Account, then follow the prompts to connect your bank account to Wealthsimple. After that, your bank account should show up here. So click on it, then Next, and enter the amount of money you want to deposit. Let's just say that's $250. But before we hit Next, see over here it says one time. You also have the option to automate your transfer. For example, you want to automatically transfer $250 from your bank account to your Wealthsimple crypto account every week. But for now, let's just do one time. Hit Next. Make sure you check the details, the amount especially, and then submit. Sometimes you need to refresh it so it appears, but usually it takes no longer than 30 seconds. And you see, now it's already in my account, $250 in my crypto account, ready for me to trade. Now to the fun part, buying the crypto. So this is what my crypto tab looks like. I do not disclose the amount of my crypto or Bitcoin holdings for safety reasons. But I think the more important thing here to tell you is that I don't hold my Bitcoin just on one exchange. I hold them on multiple exchanges like I told you earlier. And you might ask why. It's not because Wealthsimple isn't safe. That's not the case at all. In fact, your crypto is insured and protected with Wealthsimple. The reason is simply that I just like to diversify my platforms. Although I totally believe my crypto is safe with Wealthsimple, I just like to have the extra safety and more flexibility. Another thing I'm doing for extra safety is also to transfer some of my Bitcoin to cold wallets. This might be a bit too much info if you're just starting out, but it's important to know. When you buy Bitcoin on a platform like Wealthsimple or any other exchange, usually you're not having self-custody of your Bitcoin. Instead, the institution, the exchange, is the custodian. This means that they are holding your Bitcoin on your behalf, and this is mostly fine, especially for smaller amounts. The other, even safer option is to have self-custody over your Bitcoin, and that's done by transferring your coins to what's called a cold wallet. But honestly, I would only start worrying about that when your crypto holdings have grown because it is a bit complicated, and if it's done incorrectly, it can also be super risky. So my take is this. If you're just starting out with small amounts, buying Bitcoin on exchanges, here Wealthsimple is great. And it's definitely better than procrastinating and missing out on the opportunity. So now let's buy some Bitcoin. In your crypto account, click on Trade. Then in the search box here, input BTC if you want to buy Bitcoin. So careful here, Bitcoin is not BCH. BCH is Bitcoin Cash, that's something else. Bitcoin's ticker is BTC. Click on that, and here you see Bitcoin's page and price. It's at 122,595 Canadian dollars as per making of this video. This is the 24-hour view. And for a bird's eye view, I like to go to the 5-year view. And here you can see how volatile Bitcoin is, but also how crazy the growth has been. Over 1,400% in the past 5 years, and even much more if you zoom out even further. That means that if you had invested $1,000 years ago, now you'd have $14,700. Down here, you can also see the highest and the lowest price at which it traded within the last 52 weeks. Here, the high was $168,000. Note that this is Canadian and not US dollars, and the low was $56,000. To buy Bitcoin now, go to Trade, then hit Buy Bitcoin. Now here you have two options. You can either fill out the quantity of Bitcoin you want to buy. So if you have money for 1 Bitcoin, that would be Bitcoin's current price at 122,716 Canadian dollars as per making of this video. But if you're more like me and perhaps only have $250 or so in your account to buy Bitcoin, fill out this box instead, type 250. And it will automatically calculate the quantity of Bitcoin you'll get for that, which is 0.00204. And I know it sounds tiny, but if you keep investing, you'll see those decimals decrease after a while. Now, before we buy, here you have the option of either buying at market price or at what's called the limit price. A limit buy simply means that you set the price at which you want to buy the Bitcoin. Let's say you're still hoping for Bitcoin to go down to 110,000 Canadian dollars. Hope it doesn't, or hope it does so I can buy more. If you click limit, again, you can select your amount, for example, $250. And below that, input your limit price of $110,000, for example. So while you're sleeping or going about your day, once or if the Bitcoin price goes down to that 110,000 limit price, the order will automatically go through. And that way you don't need to wait for it and monitor it all the time. Now review the order. You can also set for how long you want the limit buy to last. For example, just 24 hours or for 90 days. But let's not do a limit buy now, but a market buy. So that's at the current price. Now change it back to market and input 250. Click on review to check if the details are right and you're okay with everything, and then hit submit. But before we do this, let's first briefly talk about the fees. You might be wondering what fees there are to buy Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency on Wealthsimple. Well, there are no fees to maintain the Wealthsimple account and the crypto account itself, which is great, but there are trading fees. And by the way, every exchange, as far as I know now, has trading fees. But Wealthsimple's fees, to be upfront, are actually quite high. They have a tiered system based on how much money you hold with Wealthsimple. If you're a core customer with less than $100,000 in your assets, your trading fee for crypto is 2%. If you're a premium customer with holdings or household holdings of $100,000 or above, which I am now, this goes down to a much more reasonable 1%. But it only starts getting competitive once you're a generation customer with $500,000 or more in assets. That's when you'll pay trading fees of only 0.5%. So where does this leave us? Purely from a fee standpoint, Wealthsimple is more expensive than many other platforms, granted. Here are my thoughts. I would say that this makes sense for beginners who trade in very small amounts and just want to get started and want the convenience. It definitely doesn't make sense if you're planning to constantly buy and sell, as for every trade that 2% would apply, which amounts to a lot. Personally, I don't buy and sell my Bitcoin. I buy it for the long term and hold on to it. And if you're starting to make larger investments into Bitcoin, I would also start branching out to other exchanges as well. And that's exactly what I have done. After all, on a transaction of $10,000, paying 2% or 0.2% is a difference of $200 or $20. But if as a beginner, you just want the simplicity and convenience of having all of your investments, so your stocks, ETFs, crypto, REITs, and so on in one place, and you're investing in small amounts, then 2% can still be worth it. Because if, let's say, you're only buying $100 or so worth of Bitcoin, then the difference between a trading fee of 2% and 0.2% is only $2 versus 20 cents. And that fee is easily compensated by Bitcoin's growth, considering its strong growth long term. So let's get back to our Bitcoin account. After the trade is done, you can review it by clicking this button, and you can see and download the details of the trade. You can also automate this whole process by going to recurring investments here. So Wealthsimple will automatically buy your Bitcoin for you. Up here, you can see recurring. Then you can set a start date and also at which frequency you want to buy Bitcoin. For example, daily, $10 every day, or weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. That way you worry less about the price fluctuations and just dollar cost average into the Bitcoin price. Now, talking about the investment amount, how much of your money should you actually invest into Bitcoin? Now, this is a very personal question and it will be different for everyone. But what I can say for sure is don't invest all of your life savings into Bitcoin. And I'm not going to add unless you're willing to lose it, because I don't believe that Bitcoin will ever go to zero. But very likely it will go up and down as we've seen in the past and on this chart here. Over the long term, Bitcoin is the strongest growing asset, but over the short term, it might just be one of the most volatile ones. So don't put money into Bitcoin that you need in the short term for your rent or your tuition, and absolutely do not borrow money to buy Bitcoin. Now, what about selling your Bitcoin? If you ever want to sell your Bitcoin because you need the money, it's also simple. I'll show you how easy and quick it is. Click on Bitcoin or whatever crypto you want to sell, hit sell Bitcoin, and then let's say you want to sell $100 worth of Bitcoin. Just enter $100, review. So if you're a core customer, your fees would be $2 instead of $1. Then submit order. Order is complete. Then go back to your crypto page. And you'll see I have $101.92 here. Previously it was $1.92, and then I sold my crypto and added $100 to it in my crypto account. And you can also see your history of transactions by going to BTC, scrolling down to activities. Just refresh, and there you can see the trade of $100 of Bitcoin. Click on that and it will show you all the details. Now the money is in your crypto account. From there, click Move Money, and down here choose the destination where you want to transfer your money to. There's the option of transferring it back to my bank account, which takes 1 to 3 business days. Alternatively, I can also move the money into my cash account, TFSA, or RSP. For now, let's just transfer the money into my cash account. Click Cash, then hit Next. For crypto, it will take a few days to settle, after which your money is ready to use however you want. Now, another thing that's probably on your mind is, what about taxes? Do you have to pay taxes on crypto? While you don't pay taxes on buying and holding crypto, you do need to pay taxes on the capital gains you make on them, and you have to report them as part of your tax filing. For that, Wealthsimple is going to provide you with your crypto account statements. From your crypto account, go to the settings button here, scroll down, and you'll see a list of documents. These contain all of your trades in your crypto account and also any other important documents that you might need. Last thing, what about withdrawing crypto? Good question. Yes, you can withdraw Bitcoin from your Wealthsimple account, But note that not all cryptocurrencies can be withdrawn. You can access the list over here. For example, Bonk, whatever that might be, is not available for withdrawal. But then again, why would anyone want to buy Bonk? You can withdraw most popular ones like Dogecoin, Ethereum, and Solana. Full disclaimer, I have never transferred my Bitcoin out of Wealthsimple yet, but here's how it works. Go to your Bitcoin holdings, click transfer, then send BTC. From there, you will go through a verification process to make sure that it's really you transferring your Bitcoin out, which is good. And I'm planning to try this out sometime soon and will definitely update you once I've done it. Let me know in the comments below whether or not you are already investing in Bitcoin or still considering to do so. And also, if you're interested in signing up for Wealthsimple but you're still on the fence, then you can watch this Wealthsimple review here that I made earlier. And remember, if you do decide to sign up, the link and the referral code for the $25 bonus is in the descriptions down below. See you in the next one.